Hey there folks, this is going to be our last segment for finance for the season, and today we're actually looking at how people spend and save money. So we're going to be interviewing a few people, looking at exactly what they spend their money on and whether they have prepared a budget. When you go out shopping, what would you say your biggest weaknesses are?
Clothes.
I like shopping for clothes and shoes and just things like that. Most of the time I buy for my boys, and most of the time if we buy for the boys it's like soccer, shoes, boots, clothing. I rarely get time to shop for myself, and if I do shop for myself, yeah, I probably am a bit weak when it comes to not stopping to spend.
Clothes definitely?
Yeah. Mostly I seem to go out and buy for my daughter.
Oh, of course.
Boots.
Yeah.
Usually gifts for someone else, like we've been doing today, but books are my weakness.
Okay, and when you go out, do you actually have a budget in mind, or do you just sort of go out and spend whatever you have in your pocket?
Probably spend whatever I've got.
Sometimes because I know my mum cares about how much I use up, so sometimes I do actually think about the budget and stuff, and I actually count up what I have and what I have for the fare of going on the bus or something.
As if you get money, spend it, and get in trouble when you get back home. Yeah, most of the time I go out and spend what I need to spend, and it's generally like with food, you don't really sort of have an opportunity to budget. You sort of just get the things that you need, so it's hard to budget for that. But I guess sometimes you compare the pricing when you look at different things, but most of the time it's grab and run.
I try to stick to a budget, and my daughter's on a clothing budget. We try to keep to that. It doesn't always work.
I usually end up spending whatever I have.
It would be wrong to say yes. I'd like to think that I do, but it's a bit fluid.
When you go out to do your grocery shopping, do you usually have a shopping list in mind?
Yes, I always take a list, and whenever I forget that list, I often forget things. But generally I'll always take a list.
You just sort of go in my head, but if there's anything unusual, anything out of the ordinary, I write a list.
Yes, I'm a Virgo, so I'm a sucker for lists. So is my husband, but he tends to be a bit more erratic and impulsive. In fact, he does a lot of the grocery shopping, to be fair, but we love the market, so we tend to stick within we try and stick within a budget when it comes to grocery shopping.
And do you take advantage of the catalogue specials and sales and things like that?
I look at them and I use them as an interest sort of source, and if there's anything that really stands out, I'll grab it, but most of the time I don't sort of search shop stuff in catalogues, no.
I think at the markets you're assured that you're going to get good quality food for a good quality price, so I don't think we're one of those families that goes through catalogues. We're just one of those families doesn't have a lot of time, so obviously there's elements of paying for the convenience of shopping fast, but yeah, markets are brilliant for that.
So some tips from me. Personally, what I like to do is I like to take advantage of the loads and loads of junk mail that come in the mail every week. There are so many good specials when I go out grocery shopping. I make sure I make a list, I work out what I'm going to spend, and I go and get my things. So as a rule, girls love to buy clothes, and there are so many good specials out at the moment. The best times to buy, of course, are the June sales. You can't miss those. And don't forget about places like op shops. You can pick up some great bargains there as well. And if you don't have all the money on you right away, you can also try lay-by, and they give you about, say, 8 weeks to pay it off. When we talk about budgeting, what we actually mean is working out our total income minus our total expenses. That gives us our net surplus, which I like to call the play money. Remember, when you do go shopping, don't just go buying the first thing that you see. Why not have a look around on the other shelves and see if you can find a home brand of something? They are much cheaper and you save loads of money. And don't forget about prepay. There are so many things you can prepay these days. Obviously your mobile phone you can prepay. You can even prepay your electricity, for goodness sake. Other places to save money. Now you may not know this, but there are loads of specials on the backs of your shopper docket. So not only do you get 4 cents off your petrol, you flip it over and you've got all these specials on the back as well. So as you can see, sticking to a budget is not for everybody, but the few helpful hints that we've provided you with today, you can make your money really work for you. And remember, don't forget that shopping list when you go out.